Are you seeking a better way to accelerate your sales, to scale your business, to live a life with no limits? Accelerate Sales Podcast features global experts who have cracked the code to recurring revenues with proven sales systems and get you on the fast track to scaling. Now let's accelerate your sales with today's episode.
Hello, I'm Paul Higgins and welcome to the Accelerate Sales Solo podcast, episode number 448. Today's topic is avoid this common sales mistake by cloud consultants. If it's your first time to the podcast, great to have you here. I share my learnings from coaching cloud consultants to accelerate their sales, and typically the shows go for about 10 minutes, but it's going to be a bit shorter today. And you can also check out past shows, just search Accelerate Sales and try the interview shows as well, where people come on and share their amazing journeys to help you scale as a cloud consultant. If you love what you hear, please subscribe. If you're a regular, thanks for your support. Please email me at paul@paulhigginsmentoring.com. Let me know that you're listening, and also let me know what topics you would love me to cover. And before we start, I'd like to talk about our free Slack community for cloud consultants, peers collaborating to help you to run a better business. It's less technical, more biz focused. You can go to cloudconsultantscollective.com to join for free today. So I speak to cloud consultants every day on ways to help them to improve their sales. And there's one common mistake that I see all the time, and I want to help you to avoid it. Now, it's not something that I've heard on podcasts. I haven't seen a lot of YouTube videos, and believe me, I spend all of my working life focused on cloud consultants. So what do you think it could be? What do you think is a big common mistake that people constantly make when it comes to sales? When I tell you what it is, it's going to seem quite obvious. But as they say, common sense isn't that common. And I've learned it the hard way. I was a cloud consultant. I went through that, but I also learned this in corporate as well. And I was lucky I worked for a company like Coca-Cola that helped me to at least reduce the risk, right? But ultimately, if you get this right, it's going to mean more money. But before I tell you what it is, I'd like to talk to you about the Scaling Blueprint for Cloud Consultants. It's an ebook. It's got all of my experience from being a cloud consultant myself and coaching others, and it's going to help you to scale your cloud consulting business. What you can do is compare your business model, your sales engine, and the way that you're running your team to what we've come up with. And you can see where there's gaps. Hope there's none, but if there are, then you can go about fixing them. You can get it for free at paulhigginsmentoring.com/blueprint. So what do you think it is? If you said not understanding the client, you've got the cigar today. But believe me, or you're probably saying, really? Is that the best you've got after all this suspense you've got understanding the client? Look, to be honest, don't stop listening, because I'm going to give you an explanation, right? And I'm going to give you an explanation as to what it actually is, and most importantly, how you can go about solving it. So what do I mean by understanding the client? There are key elements that I look for when I'm understanding the client. So what I'll do is list them here, and they'll also be in the show notes as well. So first one is, who are their ideal clients and what problems do they solve for them? Right, so really understand that. So who's their ICP, what problems? The next is how they make their money, whether that's revenue or profit. But, as they always say, all roads lead back to the revenue. So see how they actually make their money, because what you're maybe trying to solve is not so important when it comes down to how they make their money. Then the next is, what are the 3 key strategies for the business for the year? Once again, we're all busy. We've got priorities, right? So unless what you're looking to solve is actually a key agenda item for them, you could be wasting your time and also theirs. The next is, who are the key decision makers and what are their personal and business wins? Right? This really matters when you're in a sale. And, that so many times that I've just missed the mark, and I've seen other people miss the mark because they might have got the business reason why someone's making a decision, but not the personal one. And let's face it, a lot of you are working with small to medium business owners, and the way that they make decisions isn't just about the dollars. The next is, who have they spoken to or who have they used in the past in regards to the problem you're about to go and solve, right? I know it sounds a very obvious question, but when I look at all the questions that a lot of my clients ask before they work with me, that's definitely not on it. So what about you? Stop and think about the clients you're pitching to at the moment. And do you really understand these key elements? So I'll just quickly go through them again. So who are their ideal clients and what problems they solve? How do they make their money? What are the 3 key strategies for the business for the year? Who are the decision makers? What's their personal and business wins? Who have they spoken to in regards to solving it? Right? So once again, it'll be in the show notes as well. And if you have all these elements covered, absolutely fantastic. From my experience, you're in the minority, but that means that you're going to have success, and you've probably already had great success because you've been doing it. But if you don't, add them to your list of activities, right? And do it before you start talking about you, your platform, and how you work, right? It's really critical. And, we all, as owners, have got limited sales time, and this is going to help you make sure that you're not wasting your sales time. So, key action from today, it's just one. Like I said, it's short and sharp this episode, is list the questions, right? And create a hypothesis as to what you think they are, right? So, the 5 questions I've given you, I think they're 5, write them down. And then when you meet with someone, either prove or disprove the hypothesis, right? So that's the information you're collecting before you start talking about you, right? So you can get, as I said, the link and the questions are going to be in the show notes, paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast, episode 448 on the app that you're listening to. Please follow me on LinkedIn to get content specifically for you as a cloud consultant. Join our newsletter also, where we have curated content, not just the podcast, but I also have something from me each week and also a value-added tool that I know is specific for cloud consultants. You can go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/newsletter to sign up. And if you know someone, please share this with them. They will think you're an absolute rock star. If you are a cloud consultant and you want to join our wonderful community, just go to cloudconsultantscollective.com. Please take action to accelerate your sales.
I'm fired up after today's episode. What about you? But hey, before you go, learning is just one piece of the puzzle. Now it's time to put today's strategy into action. Head over now to today's show page at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast and share how you'll put it into action. Be sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform and subscribe, rate, and review the show. Tell me what your favorite episode is. And don't wait 1 minute more to gain access to your pulse check at paulhigginsmentoring.com. This could be the difference between struggling to get more leads and making this next quarter your best one yet.